Thanks for joining us on another episode of Ask Simplus. My name is Brooke Grijalva, and I'm an engagement manager here at Simplus. I've been in the Salesforce space for over 7 years now. I actually worked at Salesforce and I lived in San Francisco for half of that time. And then the past 3.5 years, I've been working on the consulting and implementation side. I love Salesforce and I love helping companies and our customers be more successful on the platform. I have 5 tips and tricks for you today on increasing user adoption within Salesforce. So my first tip for you is use incentives. So this may be tying the use of Salesforce to compensation. This may be creating a little bit of competition within your team or any other incentives that you have. Number 2 is measure your use and create visibility. So you do want to make sure that you're getting user adoption. So there are reports within Salesforce that you can utilize to make sure that folks are actually logging in and that they're using Salesforce. So if they're not, that's probably a pretty good indicator that they might need a little bit more help or a little more coaching. Our third tip, have a training plan. So what we would definitely recommend is to have an administrator on hand, somebody who's really your go-to internally for Salesforce, as well as end user training. So it typically makes sense to do this within different types of roles within the organization. This might be within your sales users, your marketing users, and your support users. The other thing to have is typically somebody who's your champion or your super user, and they'll be a nice go-to amongst your team as well. Our fourth tip for you today is to enhance features. So this is important that you really listen to what your users need. There may be things that they're asking for. Could be as simple as additional fields within Salesforce, could be automation, anything that's going to really help them do their job better or make life a little bit easier for them. This can also be things as just bringing as much as you can into Salesforce. And then the last tip I have for you is go mobile. So anything you can do to make it easier for your users to access Salesforce. Now they can get that just through their mobile devices, through their tablets or their iPad using Salesforce One. So anything that makes it a little bit easier for them to just grab the information they need while on the go is going to make it that much stickier. So those are my 5 tips for you on increasing user adoption within Salesforce. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Ask Simplus. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to follow us on Twitter and ask any of those questions at #AskSimplus.